ba-ba-dee-doo, pa-pow, pa-pow, ba-ba-ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-dee-doo, pa-pow, pa-pow. Hey everybody, hello and welcome. I am Patrick, your friendly neighborhood shaman, and we are ready to pull some cards. Come on in, make yourself to home, and let's get some guidance, huh? Alright, let me wet the whistle. Alrighty, so just gonna light up some sage here. I'm going to shuffle my cards. So come on in. Let me know you're there. Say hello. And we will get some cards read. Alright. Whoa! Okay. In all transparency, I just woke up from a nap. So, I haven't quite got all my... Oh, hey, Merlin! Yay! How are you? Just woke up from a nap, so my coordination may be needing a little work. So, but getting the... smudge my cards. Need a little more smudge than that. Smudge, smudge, smudge. Hey guys, hey Valerie. Thank you for coming, joining, and spending some time. So, yay, I'm glad you're doing good, Marilyn. My dear friend. So, what are we doing, you might ask? Well, now that I'm done smudging the cards, I'm going to shuffle them. If you haven't been here before, if you're not sure what we're doing, we got this lovely deck of cards called the medicine cards. Each card has a different animal totem on it, and depending on who comes up, each animal has its own medicine, which is why they are called medicine cards. Medicine in the indigenous context, which means energy, power, power as in empowerment, as in their place, their niche in the world of nature and everything. So whoever comes up, each animal of course has its own signature energy, different symbology, different messages. And so we will see who comes up for guidance. And I thought tonight I would do something a little bit different. Normally I pull 3 cards and I have everybody choose a number between 1 and 3 to see which animal spirit guide has volunteered to walk with you the coming week to give you their strength, their guidance. But it has been so freaking crazy lately. I feel like we all need a little bit more guidance than just a single card. So I am going to do my normal 5-card spread for a general what the hell is going on reading right now. So kind of a reading for the general public for the energies right now, because people are going crazy, things are going crazy, I know I'm going through my own little dark night of the soul. Lots of things falling apart, foundations and structures that we used to rely on are no longer there. And we're having to go deeper to find our connection to spirit, to find our true source, our center. And so I just thought, you know what? Let's just do a full-on reading and see what comes up. So this is a 5-card reading. And if you have ever had a reading with me before, you know, so I pull 5 cards in kind of a cross. It's basically, it's a medicine wheel. It's the 4 directions, east, north, south, west, and north, and then center, which is spirit, which is the hub of the wheel. And so I will pull 5 cards and we will do a full-on reading. Full contact reading. And see what we all need, because we all need a little bit extra right now, I think. All right, okay, one more shuffle. If you're coming in late, thank you for joining us. Welcome. Make yourself comfortable. Get something to drink. And let's talk to the animals. All right. All right. All right. Holy crap. All right. Haha. So again, if you can think of the 4 directions and center, I'm thinking, I didn't think this out ahead of time. I'm trying to think of how well, let's just see. My table is kind of a mess, but maybe I can show you what the cards are. Can you see that? I'm not sure what you can see because I can't see my camera, but that'll give you an idea. And I will go through them one at a time. The most interesting thing is that out of the 5 cards that I laid down, we have 4 of them facing one way. And according to the law of averages, I'm trying to adjust my camera now. According to the law of averages, we should have at least 1 card facing the other way. You know, law of averages say you should have 3 cards facing one way, 2 cards facing the other way. And we have 4 cards facing one way. And so when this happens, to me, it is always kind of a thumbs up from the universe. It's kind of saying you're in the right place at the right time. Everything is happening according to plan because the universe had to defy its own odds in order to, thank you, love. Just this. No. Thank you. I just got my water refilled. Thank you, Valerie. So what I was saying, there should be 3 cards facing one way, 2 cards the other way. So the universe actually had to defy its own odds in order to give us a picture of what's going on. So it is totally on purpose. Everything happening right now, there's a plan, there is purpose, there is meaning. So I'm trying to decide where to start because, so 4 of the cards are in reverse, but reverse, when I'm doing these readings, reverse isn't a bad thing. There's number one, there's no such thing as a bad card reading. A card reading is just a snapshot of the present moment, what's going on, and where you can pivot, where you can move, what might need attention. But there's never any judgment. It's not, oh my God, you're going to hell. It's never that. So, but reverse tends to be energies, patterns that are shifting and transitioning under the surface. The reason they're in reverse, they're present. The energy is here, otherwise that animal wouldn't be appearing. But they're reversed because the seed has been planted, but it hasn't totally blossomed yet. So on this reading, again, I'm doing a 5-card reading for the general public to find out what the hell is going on right now, these crazy times. And so we have 4 cards reversed, 1 card upright. Normally, the upright one is in the east, and that's usually where I start because that's where the sun rises. But because that is the only upright one, I think I want to leave that for last. So I'm going to start in the south. So again, if you can think of the 4 directions, east, south, west, north, and center, that is the way this spread looks. So since I'm not starting in the east, I'm going to go to the south. And in the south, we have rabbit reversed. There we go. So south is the place of fire. So that is the place of action, and it is the place of passion. In a way, I always kind of think of the south as the place of purpose, because it is those flames of passion, those things that light us up, that is our passion that we can't not do in this life. It is the compass to our purpose. It is the bliss, as Joseph Campbell calls it, to follow your bliss, follow the joy, follow that where the flames take you, follow what lights up your heart. Now, we have rabbit in reverse in the south. And rabbit, so rabbit, for such a small little woodland creature, is a very complex totem animal. And the first thing that comes to mind when rabbit is in reverse is kind of that deer in the headlights. Rabbits are about movement. Rabbits are about creativity, fertility, spring, Easter, coming alive from the ground, movement, jumping, leaping, running. If rabbit is in reverse, it means rabbit is overwhelmed with too many decisions, too many directions, and so she sits still. And if rabbit sits still, she's dinner, right? So rabbit in the south, in the place of fire, is kind of a little message for us to kind of light a fire under us to move. It doesn't matter which direction. It doesn't matter where. And it doesn't even mean physically. It doesn't necessarily mean you need to move and get going and shaking things up physically, but even mentally, emotionally, what my guides are just saying is, even if it's just standing in your living room dancing or doing Tai Chi or yoga, get the energy moving, right? Um, anything in nature that doesn't move, like even like water. If water doesn't flow, if water doesn't move, it stagnates and it gets grown over by algae. It like there's no life there. And rabbits' medicine at its essence is vitality. It's that movement. Everything has to move. That, like, even in your body, disease happens when energy stops flowing. If there's a block, you know, that's the whole thing around like acupuncture, for etc. For example, it's about releasing those blocks. And in like my shamanic healing that I do, one of the main things is releasing blocks, because if your energy blocks, you know, it's like I've had experience with blood clots, right? And the blood stops, and it starts to it can be fatal. So move, even if it's just your thoughts, even if it's just moving in place, dancing, do crossword puzzles, do something to keep the energy moving. Like I said, it doesn't matter where, it doesn't matter how much, just move. And the fact that rabbit is in south, in the place of fire, move toward the warmth, move toward the light, move toward what excites you. Try to like I've been really trying lately to do my gratitude lists, and that really helps me to realize what, you know, the things that I'm grateful for is kind of part of that. It's like, oh my God, look at how much I have, and look at what I'm grateful for, and keep moving toward that, because what we're grateful for increases. And so move toward those things that make you feel like yourself, that make you feel warmer, like cozy warmer, like lighting you up, making you excited. And I had a friend that used to say, you know, it's easier to steer a car when it's moving than if it's sitting still, right? If you're moving, you've got that momentum kind of helping get you, you know, you can, it's easier to steer. If you're standing and sitting in place in the car, it's like, everything's working against you. So move. Look for the light spots, look for the shiny spots. Rabbit is also about creative opportunities. And I have heard rabbit referred to as the popcorn of the animal kingdom, because they're so plentiful and everybody eats them. So, and just that, like Easter, like springtime, they're popping up everywhere. Pop, 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 pop. So the point is, if you miss an opportunity, there's always another one coming along. If you miss a rabbit, there's always more rabbits. You're never, just like I was taught with the dot sitting still, like freezing in the headlights. Keep moving. If you miss a rabbit, there's another one coming. If you miss an opportunity, there's another one coming. And the universe is like a giant GPS system, okay? I get so frustrated when I plug in my destination into Siri or something, and she was like, proceed to the route. And it's like, tell me how to get there. Proceed to the route. But the you know, it can't tell you how to get someplace until you know where you're going. It can't. You have to put in the intention. Even if it's a general, I just want joy, I just want contentment, I want happiness, I want love. Whatever it is, that is your destination. Plug it into that spiritual GPS, and then trust what happens, and then move. And then the universe can tell you, okay, 5 paces and then turn right. Go a mile, turn left. And the thing is, even if you turn the wrong way, the universe goes rerouting and will bring you back to the main course of where you need to go. So move. The universe can tell you better how to get there if it knows which direction you're going. And know that your path is not like it's the opposite of the puritanical straight and narrow path. Rabbit, when Rabbit runs, she runs in a zigzag, right? That's part of her defense against the predators, because they can't zero in on her because she keeps moving, keeps changing. So again, go toward the shiny stuff. Your path is you're straight and narrow. The equality, your version of the straight and narrow is going to look like this. You keep going, you go toward that shiny thing. Oh, what's that? Go toward that shiny thing. Oh, what's that? Because the image my guides are giving me is like a spider web. It's like you've got all these different areas in life that you're passionate about. And it's like you're like weaving a web between them. It's like, oh, go to this one, then go to that 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 one. It's like you're weaving a tapestry. Your life is a tapestry. It's a movement. It's a number of different threads weaving together to form a pattern. And so you're going to go one way first, connect that thread, go the other way, connect that thread. Like you're weaving a great big web, and no one's web will look exactly like yours. You are unique and special, just like everyone else. But like Mr. Rogers said, there will never be anyone like you. There has never been anyone like you. Your life is going to look unique. Celebrate your life, however it looks, whatever you geek out about, whatever your passions are. Go in the direction of your bliss, okay? So moving up to the west is water. So that is the emotional area. I wasn't even looking at the card when I just mentioned the whole web thing. So in the west, the place of emotions, we have spider, grandmother spider in reverse. And so this is your emotional self. It's like, I honestly, truly didn't I didn't recognize spider as the next card when I was talking about rabbit. But that's kind of where the emotional element is going. We are in the process of building a web, individually and as a collective. We are building a new world from the ground up. We are weaving a world together, and it comes together when we each realize we are the center of our own world. That might sound paradoxical. How can I be the center when someone else is the center? But the universe is a giant hologram. And in a hologram, every portion of the hologram contains the entire image. And so you at the center of your world contain all of the rest of the universe. Someone else in their center of their web contains all of the universe, including yours. So we are each individual, unique facets of creative source, of creator. And so it's up to each of us to create our reality, to weave our world, and to create the world that we want around ourselves, and it comes down to the basics, like law of attraction, manifesting. Your thoughts become things. Like, there are so many different things going on right now in the spiritual realm. So many paths, so many people are awakening, and so many people have so many different and varied paths that it can become overwhelming not knowing which path to take. But your path will never look like anyone else's path. And you create your reality. Your thoughts, your emotions create what happens around you. It's an inside job. The outside world is a reflection, is the result of what's going on inside. So the more alive, vibrant, passionate people we have walking in the world, the more vibrant and passionate and whole the world is going to be. So it's about coming back to center, coming back to basics. You know, you use affirmations, use manifestation, create the world you want to find. Be the light that you want to see in the world. Know that, you know, the whole thing about how we were created in God's image. God is creator, right? The divine goddess mother is a creator. She birthed the universe. We are in her image. We are creators. This is a co-creative venture here, this whole world. You are creative. You are not a victim. There are awful things that happen. Yes, there are things that I would not wish on my worst enemies if I had enemies. But at the same time, we are divine sparks with the power of the universe within us to create and to remold and to focus on the love and the unity and the harmony that we want in the world, and therefore weave those things together. And as much as the world seems like it's falling apart right now, it's only getting started. The world is being built anew. The old structures are falling apart. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm going through my own dark night of the soul right now. It's like so many things that I would rely on aren't there anymore. You know, my guidance, my intuition is being tested, and having a hard time believing the things I believe, having faith, and it's taken a lot to get back to my core, to what, like, keep it simple. Love is the only power. Love is the only reality. You are a divine spark. You are infinitely deserving of all the love that you desire, all of the love that you give. You deserve to feel safe. You deserve to feel connected. The web connects spider to everything, right? So it's also about our intuition, how we connect to the world. Pay attention to your intuition. Pay attention to the good vibes and the bad vibes, you know. She sits in her web and like this thread will start waving and she knows whether that's danger or food. So pay attention to the vibes coming to you right now. Go toward the food. Go toward the safety. Go toward, and I don't mean safety as in avoiding danger. Go toward connection. Go toward love. That is the only safety. Okay? And spider also brings in the whole idea of cutting cords. You know, she's got these cords going out from her in all directions. And if there's a thread connected to something that isn't supporting her, she can cut that thread off. If there's someone that's pulling you down, that is creating chaos in your web, it's okay to cut the cords. You can't be your best. You can't give your best to the world if someone else is drawing out your energy. if you're not whole. So it's not only a responsibility to yourself to do so, it's your responsibility to the world and everybody in it to cut off unhealthy or toxic threads. Because like I just said, you deserve to be happy. We're here to be happy. We're here to adventure and explore and laugh and to take things lightly, to know when you know that you're taken care of, when you know that you're being supported by the web of the universe, there's nothing that can happen to you. You can't, your physical being, of course, can die, can have accidents, etc. But who you truly are, and that's what the spiritual path is about, right? Ultimately is connecting to discovering, becoming that divine spark that we truly are. And that divine spark, that soul, that consciousness at your very, very, very deepest center cannot be harmed, cannot be killed. You are an eternal spirit. You will be here forever. You are immortal in that sense. So let the web of the universe be your safety net. Know if you fall, you will be caught. That there's no place to fall. And this brings in the idea again of creativity, like Rabbit. There are some spiders who tear down their webs every night. They basically tear them all down. They just take their homes apart and then they rebuild them from scratch the next day. Like every single day is a new world. Every single moment is a moment of creativity. When I took a course on fairy doctoring and we were learning about the Fae and how they work, one of the things that stuck with me is that the Fae live on the edge of creation. It's like everything is new, everything is being created. It's like if you think of a song, think of music, and each note, it's like the note, boom, and then it dies. Boom, it dies. It's like on that edge of creation. They don't wallow in the past. It's like right here, right now, everything is being created again. So every moment is infinitely potent. Every moment has the potential for anything. Anything is possible. And when we can live in that way, we open ourselves, we open ourselves to be able to receive miracles. So emotionally, again, in short, we are realizing our connectedness. And part of why Spider is in reverse here is because of the things that are going on right now that can freak us the heck out. Oh my God, I'm connected to that. Oh my God, there's war. There's these awful things going on. And I'm connected to it. Oh my God. But the good news is that you're connected to it. There's no separation. So everything you do, every step you take, every modicum of frequency that you rise, you carry the entire world with you. So, then moving to the north, which is Earth, so it's like the physical realm, logistical world. We have one of the house favorites, Jaguar, in reverse. And Jaguar is about integrity. Jaguar is about, there's a couple of different ways to think of integrity. We have the ethical integrity, about, you know, acting as if nobody, acting, how does that go? When, like, acting in a way that even if nobody is watching, that, trying to think of how to put the words getting scrambled in my head. Acting as if everybody were acting even when no one's watching, as if everybody was doing the right thing, doing the thing for the highest good, because that's the right thing to do, because that is what you're compelled to do, because you are a divine spark, right? When we act toward love, when we act toward wholeness, it feels better because that's who we are. It resonates. That's integrity. It's not, it's again working from the inside out. It's not a set of rules on the outside that have to contain and confine our wild natures. Otherwise, everything's going to go to heck. Everything's going to heck right now because we have those confinements. And if we all just live from our hearts, like Jaguar, your heart is your authority. When you act from your heart, you are acting with that thing that connects you most directly to Creator. And the thing is, the heart is what connects everyone to Creator. Ba-ba-bam! So when you're acting from your heart, you're acting in direct authority from Creator. And everyone else learning to live from their hearts are working in unison with Creator. And so when you're moving from your heart, you're moving in integrity, you're moving in harmony with the highest good of everybody. It's like, I've used that analogy of the orchestra, right? It's like Creator is the conductor, and we all have our own instruments, we have our own parts to play. None of our parts sound like anyone else's. But when we're watching the conductor, we're all on the same page, and so we move in harmony. That's what harmony is, different notes together, making a bigger, greater sound. That's where we're moving to. That's why this is reversed, because we are learning the connection with the world, and we're moving into our integrity in that context. And the other aspect of integrity is wholeness. You know, like if you think about the integrity of a ship, if a ship's hull is not together, not whole, water's going to leak in and it's going to sink. If you don't have your integrity, if you're not complete, there will be holes in your energy field and other things will come in that will hold you down. Cut those cords. Light that up. That's how we follow the light. We follow what lights us up, and it literally strengthens us. There's this exercise I like to do in my classes when we can actually be in person and touch each other. But if you have someone you can do this with, it's this amazing little simple lesson about you have two people, you and someone else. One of you holds your hands about this far apart, and the other person opposite you puts their hands just outside yours. Now, the person on the inside tries, then you go 1, 2, 3, and then the person on the inside tries to push outward. The person on the outside tries to push inward. So you do that once, just to get like the baseline, get what it feels like, to get the tension, and then you do it again. And the person whose hands are on the outside, before you do the count of 3, you have that person close their eyes and think of something they love. Think of something that excites them. Think of something that lights their heart. And then you do 1, 2, 3, and it's like, it's so fun to do when you've got a room full of people, because it's like applause. because the person on the inside cannot keep their hands apart. It's like the person, it's amazing, and it's such a great experiential, like palpable feeling to feel the difference, the strength, the power that comes when you think of something that lights you up, something that you love. When you move toward what you love, you are stronger. And that's how we continue to increase our integrity. The other thing, so again, that integrity comes from the heart. The heart is the leader. The mind is the servant. And actually, like Jaguar, when you're in total unison, when you're in total integrity, it's like there's no space between the desire and the follow-through, the heart and the mind. It works together. And we need, again, think of Jaguar. You know, Jaguar is up here in the earth opposite the south, fire, right? So they kind of relate to each other. And Jaguar, this fiery queen of the jungle, she does what she does. She's the queen, but her well-being feeds the well-being of the entire jungle. It's not about pyramids of power like in society. The pyramids are falling apart right now. It's about a circle, and we're all the center of our own circle, and we're on the edge of other people's circles. And as we take care of ourselves and see to our own needs, like Jaguar, who hunts the sick, the elderly, taking care of herself, seeing to her own well-being, she helps to create healthier, more thriving herds of animals. So her well-being directly affects the well-being of the entire circle of life. So there is nothing selfish about self-care. There is nothing selfish about seeking your own enlightenment, your own illumination, your own fulfillment. Because when you take care of yourself, you automatically take care of everybody else. Then, moving to the center is the kind of the card of spirit. It's the hub of the wheel. Yeah, if you come in late, just to let you know, there is so much crazy crap going on right now, and everyone I've talked to, things are falling apart, and including me. It has been a week from hell for me. And so I decided we all need a little more guidance to know kind of what is going on. So I'm doing a full reading, 5 cards. It's in a medicine wheel. So it's the 4 directions and center. And we're on the center card right now. Normally I leave the center till last, but because it's in reverse along with the north, south, and west, I'm going to go there first before I hit the east, which is the only upright card. In the center, the hub, kind of the central hub of the wheel, what kind of holds everything else together, we have Alligator. Alligator is about integration. And it fits so perfectly with everything else I said tonight, including, the connection of the web and listening to your heart, which is what connects you to all living things. Alligator likes to float in the water, right? Completely submerged except for her eyes, which are on the sides of her head. So she sees sideways. She can see the entire panorama of everything around her. So her world is not fragmented. Her world is not, oh, my work life is over here, my social life is over here, my family life is back here, and I don't know how they all fit together. Alligator is literally in the center of her reality. Where did I just hear that? I don't know. So she sees the pattern. She sees how every piece of the puzzle fits together into a whole. And I think this is key to what's going on right now with everything in the world. It looks like it's falling apart, but we're just for the first time seeing how connected everything is. We're realizing that war on one of us is war on all of us, that we're all part of the same web. And we're seeing the connections. We're seeing how, oh, it's just happening over someplace else and I don't have to worry about it. Realizing that, oh, that's connected, you know. So it, again, bringing us back to the basics, bringing us back to our own hearts, bringing us back to center, being the center of our own life, our own little realm of influence. And when we do that, we become masters of that reality. And Alligator with that is a master of timing. You know, she knows exactly how much to kind of flick her tail to get floating toward the shore to arrive there right as the deer is coming down for her morning drink, right? So there's this connection. When you're connected, timing is just natural. Everything flows. Everything is natural. Because nothing is linear. It's all a circle of life. And so we know how it all fits, and we know how our world fits together. You know, like I said, the outer world is a reflection of our inner world. And so you're able to see all these different aspects of yourself reflected around you. And so that is the first place to start in order to change the world, to heal the world. Where is that situation over there hitting me? What do I need to look at in myself in order to heal that? And as you heal yourself, the world will change around you to reflect what's going on. And the more of us doing this, it increases exponentially around the globe. So the other thing that Alligator brings, you might not think this of this cold-blooded killer lizard, but she is one of the best mothers in the animal kingdom. She not only protects her nest after she lays the eggs, she actually turns the dirt in her nest to make sure that the eggs get equal amounts of heat from the sun and coolness from the earth. She nurtures the eggs. She doesn't just protect them. She nurtures them. She actively takes part in their growth and development. And then when the baby gators are born, she actually takes them in her mouth, takes them down to the river, and teaches them how to swim. And then the baby alligators tend to hang around like for at least a year or two. I'd have to read up on that part. That part I'm not solid on, but I do know that they hang around. They have families, and they care about their families. So we are awesome. Thank you. When the world is turning upside down and everything is shifting, that's our mother goddess turning the dirt in the nest to make sure we're getting everything we need. And it feels disorienting. It feels everything's topsy-turvy, but it's actually part of our care. And because we are in the process of birthing. We are in the process of being born, of birthing a new world. And another aspect of Alligator, along with the mothering part, she is a survivor. She has come through millions and millions and millions of years unchanged because she is so well adapted to her place in the natural world. She is so well adapted to her environment that she has remained unchanged for that long. And so she carries with her this unbroken chain of deep, lush, earthy, divine, feminine wisdom. The goddess is arising. The divine feminine is taking over. Not over like the patriarchy and the control, but rising like that spring of wisdom and connection and unity and everything else I've been talking about tonight. So we're in the process of that birth. We're in the process of moving. It's time. It's the quickening. With Rabbit in the South, it's the quickening. We are in the quickening of the birthing of the new earth. And we are realizing our connection to all things. We are and not in a way that diminishes us know we are each in the center of our own world. It's like fractals. If you know anything about fractals and how, I don't know how to explain them. I always use the example of spirals, right? The spiral is one of the oldest known sacred symbols, right? And the spiral is in the biggest galaxies, and the storms and seashells and pine cones and all the way down to our DNA. It's like the same form carries through from the smallest microcosm to the biggest macrocosm. So the web is part of that. It's like you can be at the center of your own web. It's like fractals. Everyone else can be the center of their own web, and we're all part of the same center web of the universe. I hope that makes sense. I think I kind of fumbled that a little bit, but I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. You can still be the center of your world, and everyone else can be the center of their world. It's that, okay, how do they put that in Zen terms about the circle whose center is everywhere and circumference is nowhere. So those are the 4 cards that are in reverse, which again, if you came in late, I talked at the beginning about why that is so profound on its own, having 4 cards pointing the same way. And we have 1 card that is upright. It's in the east, so it's in the area of the mental realm. And that card is the crow. Crow is one of the most community-oriented animals I know about. Not only that, they are so intelligent. They're one of the most intelligent birds. I think the last estimates I've heard, and they're constantly rising, but like the last I heard was somewhere between a 4-year-old and a 7-year-old child. And, and granted, that's on our scale, right? It's like, they're intelligent in their own way. But one of Crow's main strengths is the ability to see patterns. To be able to work with the mechanics and the patterns of of the natural flow and use them to get what they need, to get where they need to go. My best example that some people probably get tired of hearing about is there was this. I watched this PBS special years ago, and on it they were talking about crows and birds, and there was this group of crows in the UK someplace that had figured out the traffic light system. When the lights turned green, they would fly over the road, dropping nuts into the middle of the road, knowing that the cars would drive back and forth over them and crack them open. And then they would wait for the lights to turn red, and they would swoop down, knowing they were safe to collect those nuts and eat those nuts. And then the lights would turn green again, and they'd go find more nuts and drop them into the road. So that is kind of the epitome of crow medicine. It's seeing what works, seeing what's happening, and using the system to get even more out of it. And so it's like seeing it. I think this is representative of, as dark as things look, crows like black like the night. I think I know there are more people waking up right now than have ever been awake on the planet before. That alone creates upheaval in the established structures, etc., right? And so there's more people realizing what's right and what's not right, what resonates and what I'll put it with what heals and what harms. We'll put it in those terms, and right now is like, this is part of that great awakening, again, community, the connection of all of us. And in the picture, it's like Crow is looking at his shadow. Crow is dark black, just like his shadow. Sometimes has a hard time figuring out what's really him. That's the process we're in right now. And that is how all these other potentials are going to find their way into the world, because we're going to see this is like the fallacies of the established way of doing things. That this is what we thought we were. You used to identify with that shadow. We used to identify with the whole power over patriarchy thing. And we're coming in to realize who we really are. And that is what's feeding all these other changes and upheavals and challenges in the world. But know that they are all on purpose, that there is a purpose, that there is a pattern behind all of it. And that your only part in all of it is to take care of your web, take care of your world. Watch what you tie yourself to. Watch who you tie yourself to. Make sure that those that you encircle yourself with have your highest good at heart, are true, are authentic, have integrity. And as we each do that, it just exponentially ripples through the entire collective. And we are birthing this new world of love, of divine feminine. And that doesn't mean just the masculine replaced with a feminine face. It means inclusion. It means community. It means each individual being supported for who they are, not for who they're supposed to be. It's about surrendering rather than control, working with the forces of nature rather than trying to control them. The shadow, we thought we were in control of nature. We thought we were the big guns on the earth. And it's like, no. So, anyway, if nothing else, I hope this brings a little bit of hope, a little bit of clarity, a little bit of perspective and context on what's going on right now. I know my personal world has been really topsy-turvy, and your world probably has been too, so know that you're not alone. Know that there is purpose behind it, that we are all in this together. And the parts that are falling away from us are the parts that we don't want anyway. And even in such things as war, the war is going on right now. Look for the helpers. Look at the unity. Look at all the countries and all the people coming together, unified like never before against an aggressor, unified for peace, unified for respect, for human decency. Focus on that. That's the shiny stuff. That's the fire to go toward. Look for the unity. Be grateful for the unity, and what you're grateful for increases. Okay? Know that everything is okay. Everything is going to be okay. We are being nurtured by Mother Goddess. We are being turned in the nest so that we get, as a right amount of sunlight and coolness from the earth. Heaven and earth, we're being restructured. We're being nurtured as we're about to be birthed. So hang in there. Like Artemis, my matron goddess, is always telling me, don't give up, just surrender. Know that there is another side to this, that this is a darkness we are coming through. It is the darkness of birth, and there is a light on the other side. That's not just a hope, that is a promise. Day always follows night. The storm never lasts forever, and then there is calm. The calmness is coming, the light is coming. Surrender to what's going on. Know that you are worthy of everything you desire. You are worthy of all the love you want. It's who you are. Okay? So, that is our reading for this week. I hope it helped. I hope it was meaningful for you. Let me know in the comments what you thought, if anything stood out for you, or any validity or synchronicities. I always love to hear those. If there's anyone you think could use this guidance, this advice right now, connect to them and tag them in the comments. And know that this is what I do. This is my profession, and I am here to help support my community. And if this was helpful, if this was meaningful to you, please consider having a personal one-on-one reading with me. I love helping people find their center, find their purpose, find the meaning going on in their lives, right? That's my job, and I love it. I love my job. So let me help empower you. If I can do anything, you can look at my website, perchingwolfstudios.net. And along with the readings, you can sign up for shamanic healings, soul retrievals, different things, classes. I do mentoring, one-on-one shamanic mentoring for people who are interested in following the shamanic path, and I am going to have more classes coming up in the future. So watch on my website to see what's coming up. Also, like I said, this is now my profession, and so if you are so moved, I gratefully accept any donations you might want to give my way, and I have my PayPal link in the description under this video. And thank you so much. Every little bit helps me be able to focus on this rather than something else, so that I can become even a better reader, a better shaman. So thank you for your support. Thank you for watching. Please share this as far and wide as you would like. Invite your friends. I'm here every single Monday at 8 o'clock Pacific time. And what am I forgetting? Oh, and if you are interested, especially in like the craziness going on right now, if you need a moment of stillness, a moment of prayer, a moment of connection, every Wednesday night at 7 o'clock Pacific, I do a sacred pipe ceremony right here on my Facebook Live. And it's the opportunity I hold space using the sacred pipe ceremony to allow people to just breathe, to let the world off their shoulders, to connect directly with spirit, to set their intentions and their prayers, and to breathe. So thank you so much. Please join me for that if you're interested. Otherwise, see me again next Monday night right here. And I believe that is it for now. Oh, and I will share this to my Facebook page, and I will also upload it to my Perching Wolf Studios YouTube channel, where you can find over 2 years worth of these videos. You know, if you ever need any guidance, just pick one of these and go for it. And because you will be drawn to, well, the information you need will be drawn to you. Whatever your heart needs, choose one, listen, and you will get the guidance that you needed in that moment. And like or subscribe to my YouTube channel, like my videos, etc. That helps me get up higher in the algorithm so more people can see me, and it benefits me and it benefits those I help. So thank you so much for your support. Thank you for joining me. This is always one of the highlights of my week. I always look so forward to this time with you. And so thank you for joining me. Thank you for having the courage to look at what's going on and to heal. And so until I see you next time, know that I love you, that I see you, and that I honor you. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. You are safe no matter what happens. Everything is on purpose. I will see you soon. Go shining, everybody. All right. Bye-bye.